Alright, what's up, crew? It's your boy Brad back again with another bike check. Sorry I took some time off. I had a few things I was dealing with. The wrist, which I'll talk about in another video, but I just wanted to get right back into the bike checks for you because I've been slacking, but 'tis the season and we have some beautiful weather here in Pennsylvania, so I figured I would give you a look at what I plan on riding around this season. And this would be my street bike, and although it does not have 4 pegs, which I prefer only for the purpose that I'm not very skilled, and when you have 4 pegs and you try to do a rail ride, which doesn't take a lot of skill but a bunny hop and some balls, so the 4 pegs actually helps in case you fall off that rail. You can clink it, so a little BMX hack there for you intermediate level fellas like me. But let's get into this bike check. This is definitely not intermediate level. This is Felix Prangenberg's signature We the People Pathfinder from this 2023, I believe, which would be their 2022 model because, like cars, bikes are produced 1 year prior to their release date. So 21-inch top tube, I did say, 13-inch center chainstay. I believe you can slam it to 12.75, but it's set up to be like directly at 13 inches. The head tube is 75.5. The standover is 9.3, which is nice. I like a little taller standover right here. And it has a high bottom bracket height. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a taller bottom bracket height. But it's nice because on the chainstays you can't see it, but similar to like the Trey Jones frame, but in a much more aesthetic way, We the People managed to add some extra thick chromoly tubing here all the way to the S-bend, unlike the Colt Trace frame, which only has it from here to here. And someone who was watching one of my videos had mentioned, and sarcastically saying, it's another set of grind plates where, you don't even get the grind marks. And that is, I hate to say it, but true. Most of that grind damage takes place right in this area, and the Pathfinder definitely has a little extra beef here, which is kind of its, cool factor for this We the People version. Another cool factor is the 5-inch head tube, which if you can cut your forks to the perfect height, you can run the slammed headset, or you can either get like the new slummed ones by a company I talked to from Japan, Versus Me. So I'm going to see if I can get a few of those over here, and I'll talk to you about them on another video. Hopefully I'm talking slowly and clearly enough. Now, back to the frame. We have double gussets, obviously beautiful WTP logo here, and on the front, which is super sick, and I hope you guys can see that, you got the engraving for the Pathfinder, which I think is dope. Engraving is pretty much like a necessity now for these higher level frames. So let's get into anything else about the frame here that I want to mention. Welded dropouts. It doesn't have any of the fancy tubing like the Network. None of that stuff I don't feel is necessary. And other than that, I feel like it is a nice sturdy frame, and I am looking forward to riding this thing. Yeah, nice. And on the other side, I'll show you the lifetime guarantee sticker. But let's get to the parts. I tried to go with Eclat parts. Eclat is a brand that is under the same umbrella as We the People. It is the parts companies. It is, I would say, like Odyssey to Sunday, or Primo, parts to Stranger Bikes. They're both under the same, wing. So, and Felix also is sponsored by Eclat, so I stuck with some Eclat parts here. But to start, I just threw a fresh pair of these on, and I threw the Odyssey Travis grips on, Travis Hughes signature grips with the par ends, which for my daily rider, par ends, you can't beat them. They're just, nice. They don't make crazy noise when your bike falls. And as for the Travis grips, They're just like the perfect length, perfect cushion, and I have a few favorite grips. These are in like my top 3, so threw these on. 2, the oversized Eclat Strangler bars. These are a 4-piece bar. As you can see, I cut them to exactly 28 inches. I think they do come in 30-inch width. They have a bunch of different sizes of rises. These are a 9.7 rise. So it is a taller rise, definitely, but I've gotten used to it and I like the feel of it as I get older, and you know, my bike looks more like a cruiser. But the stem it is connected to is one of the first stems I ever got. This is the OS gooseneck stem. Shout out to Dan Kruk. He was easily one of my first favorite riders to like get me hyped back into BMX and watching his riding. So I got his stallless bars and the gooseneck stem and oversized, and been rocking these things on different builds for a while now, but I think they found their home here, as well as did the headset is just the basic BSD cap and some bearings, but the BSD cap looks pretty good. Yep. BSD, but hopefully get a Versus Me on there soon. And the forks are by Radio Bike Company. Radio is another offshoot of We the People and Salt and Eclat. They have several brands. The main corporation, I believe, is We Make Things, and they also make these forks. These are a street fork, 25mm offset. Nice welded dropout. They are an aftermarket fork, and I like the look and style and design of them, so I run them and haven't had an issue. I also got those a long time ago as well. Let's go into the seat. We have just the basic Eclat leather Bios seat. I don't do tail whips or anything, so the nose is never gonna drop unless I gain a bunch of weight maybe, and then just like hang out on the thing for fun, but doubt that's gonna happen. So seat's not really, it's comfortable enough, but it just looks pretty good with the build, so I found a home for that. Eclat Bios, pivotal to a We the People basic 200mm pivotal seat post with another thing I like about this bike, you can add a seat post clamp. So I've had this Harrow baseline seat post clamp for a while. I just like the look of it, so I finally got somewhere to use it. So I got a Harrow baseline seat post clamp with my nice long standover, which looks super cool with Eclat sticker here, and into the drivetrain. I'll try to move a little faster for you guys. Those of you that like just chilling and watching a bike check, not gonna go too fast, don't worry. Sprocket, that thing, I wanted to get this bike check early because this thing just looks mint when you just get it, put it on, and it's got that little griffin kind of just glaring in the sun. These are the Merit battle cranks in 160mm. They have a lifetime warranty. They're, you know, not too heavy, they're nice, solid looking cranks, and I like the look of them, the aesthetic. I like the idea of the rubber inserts that they have here at the crank bolts. However, I don't know anyone that hasn't lost them, so I'm trying to think of a way to get these in here, stay in here, but not have to super glue them and compromise the bolt in any way or the inside, but that's another chapter. Connected to these 160mm, 22mm spindled cranks is the original Odyssey JCPC pedal. Great pedal, never tried them, had to try them, and I like having them at least on one of my bikes because they're awesome. And, you know, I think Odyssey can improve upon them. I don't know why they're not, but with all the pedals Eclat's doing, and I'm running an Odyssey JCPC from whenever, think about it. If they, you know, maybe not, it doesn't have to be sealed bearings, but they could do like Federal just did with their new command pedal, you know, get closer to the crank arm, possibly. Come up with maybe like a broader platform shape and do... I don't think these are double concaved as I'm looking at them. They could maybe do like a double concave, maybe, I don't know, I just feel like there's more that can be done. But do they want to really do that right now with a pedal? Kind of like what happened with the Eclat's 8K pedal. I always wanted that pedal. They don't make it anymore. And I don't know, I think that sucks, because if you bought that pedal and you're like, yeah man, like, it's definitely worth it, because, you know, you can replace the bodies, but show me, I haven't met anyone with 8K pedals anytime recently, and if I have, they were probably shredded, and they can't get replacements for it anymore because discontinued pedal, I believe. So enough about that, my 8K pedal woes. I have the Eclat stroke chain. The stroke chain is a half-link chain that has little cutouts in it to save weight. This is not the 4-stroke chain. I believe the 4-stroke chain does not have the cutout. Does not have cutouts in it. It's just the basic half-link chain. I always hated this chain because it didn't fit on any bikes that I rode until I got a We the People frame, and now it works perfectly. So Eclat stuff works well with We the People stuff. Bottom bracket, not exactly sure what it is. I just know it's 22 millimeter. I'm trying to flip this guy around for you. All right. We have what I did here with the pedal, because I'm goofy. As a result of being goofy-footed, when you grind or do feeble grinds, which is my main grind because they're the hardest grind, being goofy-footed, this is the side I grind on, so this pedal is back. Most people normally will be grinding and this pedal would be forward, so this would be considered a switch for some people. And it often results in a rear pedal / feeble grind. If you push down harder on the pedal, you can lift yourself up for like an elevator grind, or you can just do the rear pedal grind, but you got to make sure that that peg dips below the surface of the ledge in order to get credit for said rear pedal grind. But I guess there's pluses and negatives of being goofy-footed, but I can't 180 for my life. It's just, I can, but it's just really hard and annoying. So that I don't like. But yeah, it's not worth it. There's so many more benefits to grind on the side that your foot is forward, I promise you. Now, this little guy here, this is the bottom bracket buddy. I might have talked about him in a prior video. I got another one, Mickey Flex signature one. It's kind of like a trans gold color. But yeah, this thing, awesome. Can't wait to shred the shit out of the bottom of this. I almost am probably not going to put 4 pegs on just so I can do I'm not that great at grinding anyway, so I'm just going to, you know, see how much abuse this area can take with the 3 of these connected. It just stay low and just kind of shred, because wrist is still giving me some issues. So, and now the wheels. I have a planetary hub in the back. I just, for everyday fun and basic riding, planetary hub I just think is the way to go. If you're experienced and you like free coasters and you've had one for a very long time, I understand, you know, your connection with that free coaster, but to have, you know, near instant engagement, very few, you know, times will it catch. I got this secondhand on eBay and laced it up to stolen low pro rims the year they came out. I was waiting for those things, and that was at least 5 years ago, and I'm still running them. Just keep it true. Front, I got a We the People Helix hub, double hub guards from Skate Pro for like 50 bucks, and some Eclat amp tubes, which have this nice little straighter valve, but it looks a little Presta valve-ish. It has like a little screw on it, and then some little purple caps. You know, I love details on the thing. I think that just looks nice. Those are the tubes. They come in like a little box that looks like an amplifier. So everything pretty fits very flush on this. I really like the way, you know, this connects here. Perfect for the 9.7 bars because I'm only like 5'9". So to have 9.7 bars, you're like, it's a little pretty high, but I lost a good, you know, inch on my stack height, maybe more, just by dropping that down. And also I committed to owning the forks now because, you know, resale value goes down if you're looking at it that way, but I'm not. I'm just looking to ride this thing and have fun, hopefully enjoy the season. And the pegs I am shredding on are the Fit OG pegs that I just always go back to when it comes to metal pegs. I love the way they sound. I don't grind a lot of stuff, so metal is fine with me. I may have to switch to plastic due to like impact, but I kind of like the safety of a metal peg, the way it connects, you know, to concrete. It just, you have more of a feel to it. And these are a great peg for that. They slide a little easier than some of the harder chromoly pegs. I've explained that in other videos as I've swapped these pegs out several times. I'm still looking for 2 more. Won't ride any others right now. So let's see. Yeah, oh, and the tires are the Demolition Momentums. My friend Nick recommended these to me, same 5 years ago. I haven't had them on this bike for 5 years. I've had them probably on like 6 different bikes, and I'm not going to even talk about it, but they've treated me very well, and I'm going to keep them until they till the wheels fall off, as they say. And I wanted to just shout out to my boy Tyler down in the Dirty South in Georgia for hooking me up with this frame. Tyler Sims, vouch for this guy, friend of mine. Definitely for you guys on Marketplace and stuff, you know, and you need a reference for people and you want to know, there's my voucher, there's my reference. And if you ever need to, you know, get one for me and you know him, I'm sure he would oblige the same thing. So that's it for this. I'm going to give you guys some up close on it. And I am signing out. Hopefully I will be back soon with some new content. So we have Travis Hughes grips. Very soft. Eclat strangler bar connected to We the People gooseneck stem, 48mm reach. I believe it is about 32mm rise. There's your head tube. Love that engraving. I like how as it gets older it gets more distinguished. Very nice sleek forks. As you can see, the top cap fits perfectly inside. I wasn't a huge fan of the graphics, so I decided to change it up, but here's your griffin. And we're getting to the end of the show, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. This is my 2023 We the People Pathfinder from RPO BMX. Your boy Brad, signing out.